Hello everyone, this is Teacher Carl and I teach online. Today we are going to talk about the basic guidelines that make virtual classroom environments inclusive, respectful, and conducive to teaching and of course, learning. With the necessary changes in education brought about by the pandemic and the sudden shift from regular face-to-face classes to virtual classes, teachers and students now are trying to navigate unfamiliar cyber learning spaces and at the same time observe proper etiquette in virtual platforms such as Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams, especially if video conferencing is involved through Zoom, Skype, WebEx, and Google Meet. In this video, we are going to break down network etiquette or netiquette in 3 parts: general netiquette, text netiquette, and video netiquette. So, let me share to you the etiquette in the virtual platforms. Starting off with the general etiquette. Number 1, be punctual. Open your virtual meeting at least 5 minutes before the scheduled time. Make use of this period to check your internet stability, as well as audio and video quality before you even start. This also means you have to start and end your lesson on time. Remember, you and your students have other classes to attend. Number 2, get organized. I'm sure you don't want to keep glancing at your lesson plan while having your online class. So I suggest you prepare a cheat sheet where the lesson flow is written in bullets to remain on track. Number 3, be prepared. Make sure that you have mastery of your lesson and your teaching materials are ready. Equip yourself with any or all of the following: PowerPoint presentation, video or audio clips, props, costumes, which kids love very much, and yes, visual aids. Number 4, dress appropriately. Even though we conduct our online classes at the comfort of our homes, dressing up appropriately is of utmost importance. Wear the prescribed uniform or dress code. Remember that you are a representation of your school. So be conscious of how students would react when they see you wear certain clothes for a video conference. Number 5, observe proper grooming. Aside from wearing prescribed clothing, as teachers, we have to keep ourselves well groomed, especially when holding video classes. For female teachers, putting on some makeup, and for male teachers, styling your hair delivers a message to your students that they should also be presentable even if they are learning at home. And that's all for the general etiquette. Now, let's talk about the text etiquette. Here are a few tips that will help you keep written communication with and between your students friendly, professional, and appropriate. Number 1, no caps lock. I think you would all agree if I said that typing in all caps lock seems like you are yelling or ranting. The same can be true when overusing exclamation marks, so always avoid them. Number 2, read, think, and write. Students may have posted something on the discussion board or chat box with which you don't agree. Hold on. Take a minute to reread and make sure it says what you first thought. It would be better to clarify it with that student privately if you think the misunderstanding is only caused by grammar mistakes or typos. Take another moment to think through your response, taking a minute to think about what you want to say and how you want to say it can ensure that your response is well thought out and not offensive at all. Number 3, proofread and be your own proofreader. Take a look at your text before replying. Make sure your grammar and punctuation are correct. Typos and incorrect words can change the meaning of what you're trying to say, so be very careful about it. Number 4. Forgive and correct. If you notice a minor grammatical error in the student's post, don't pounce. Everyone makes mistakes. Respond the way you would want someone to respond if you had made that error. Be constructive in your approach, okay? Number 5. Use the chat. Another common feature that Skype, Zoom, WebEx, and Google Meet share is the chat option while having an online meeting. This is a great place to ask questions or for clarification without disrupting the meeting. Be open for suggestions or contributions from your students, so if you miss something important during the meeting, they will be encouraged to let you know. Number 6. Set a respectful tone. Even if you don't see each other in person, a certain level of formality is still expected in your communication with your students. In addition to proper punctuation and spelling, it's good netiquette to use respectful greetings, full sentences, and even the same old please and thank you use in real life. Number 7. No to sarcasm. Sarcasm can and will backfire before you even know it. Sarcastic comments have been the source of many arguments online, as it can be incredibly difficult to understand the commenter's intent. What may seem like an obvious joke to you may sound rude or disrespectful to those who don't know you personally. It's best to avoid sarcasm in an online classroom. Instead, lean toward being polite and straightforward when communicating to avoid these issues. And that wraps up our discussion on text etiquette. Now let's move forward to video etiquette. Number 1. Be aware of your background. This is probably one of the most important reminders that some of us neglect, only to regret in the end. Participants in virtual meetings can see more than you might think. Before entering the meeting, make sure you don't have anything inappropriate in your background. Also, having a wall behind you can ensure that other people you may live with aren't distracting in the background. Lastly, try not to have a window behind you. Having a major light source behind you will make it very hard for the students to see you. Number 2. Sit at a table or desk. Never forget that your virtual meeting is the same as attending class. If you are on campus for class, you would not be laying down in bed, right? A virtual class meeting with video is no different. Number 3. Utilize the mute button. Of course, you can clear your throat or even cough if you need it. Unlike being in person for class, with virtual meetings, these things can be way less distracting because no one can hear you if you are muted. Just remember to unmute yourself when it is your turn to speak. Finally, don't multitask. Nope, don't even try. It may be very tempting because your computer is already open. All it takes is just one click. But remember, this is still a class. Focus on your job. Focus on your job. Focus. Focus. There you have it. The etiquette in the virtual platforms, or simply netiquette. To sum it up, observing netiquette means conducting yourself in an online class with the same level of respect, courtesy, and professionalism as you would in a real-life classroom setting. Apply these etiquette in your next online class and see for yourself. Once again, this is Teacher Carl, and I would like to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you learned something new today. I wish you the very best in your teaching career. Till we meet again, goodbye and God bless.